Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to my review of last night's Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Now, I thought last night's Elimination Chamber was okay. Wasn't the best. Another thing that I have to say is that why did they call this Elimination Chamber? There was only one match that took place in the Elimination Chamber. So, calling it Elimination Chamber is, you would expect them to have, two matches in an Elimination Chamber, but we only got one, so it just kind of felt like a regular SmackDown show. And then when it got to the Elimination Chamber, that was like the only match that was, worth it though. So first match that was on the Kickoff show, it was Mojo Rawley versus Curt Hawkins. Didn't get a chance to see it though, but Mojo Rawley beat Curt Hawkins. Curt Hawkins is a jobber, So yeah, so Mojo Rawley beat Curt Hawkins. And then the first match that was on there when the pay-per-view started, it was Becky Lynch versus Mickie James. It was actually a pretty good match. Really liked it. Becky Lynch, giving all she got to Mickie James, but in the end, Becky Lynch got the win on Mickie James with the roll up. So it was a pretty good match. It was entertaining though, because I like both of these stars. Seeing Mickie James back in the ring. So yeah, but overall it was a pretty good match. And next was the 2-on-1 handicap match. It was Kalisto and Apollo Crews versus Dolph Ziggler. Dolph had to take on Kalisto and Apollo, both of them. But before the match even got started, Kalisto comes out, and then just out of nowhere from behind, Dolph just takes out Kalisto. And we were thinking, oh, is this going to be just Apollo and Dolph going at it? And that's how it pretty much went. Apollo and Dolph going at it in the ring. But halfway into the match, Kalisto comes back out, and he's cleared to wrestle. He wants to wrestle against with Apollo Crews, to take out Ziggler. But in the end, Kalisto and Apollo Crews got the win on Dolph Ziggler. And after the match, he just had Dolph just throwing his hissy fit like a regular heel does. He takes a steel chair. We've seen it for weeks on SmackDown. Just taking a chair and hitting Kalisto and Apollo Crews so many times. But yeah, so that's what pretty much happened after the match. So yeah, but overall it was a pretty good match. Kalisto and Apollo Crews. So, and then the next was the Tag Team Turmoil match for the tag team titles. It was American Alpha versus the Vaudevillains, Breezango versus the Ascension versus the Usos and Heath, Slater and Rhyno. And basically how they did this was it was Heath, Slater and Rhyno came out and they took on Breezango, and whoever loses the match, they get sent to the back, and the next opponents come out to take on the superstars, that the tag team that won the match. So you had Rhyno and Heath Slater come out. They were versing Breezango. They clearly beat Breezango. And then after that, the Vaudevillains came out. Rhyno and Heath Slater took on the Vaudevillains. They defeated them. Heath Slater and Rhyno defeated the Vaudevillains. Sorry about that, but I was saying Rhyno and Heath Slater beat the Vaudevillains. And then it was Heath Slater and Rhyno versus the Usos. And apparently the Usos won the match. And so the Usos took on American Alpha, which was pretty good. You had American Alpha's defeat the Usos, and then after that, the Usos just started taking out American Alpha, just taking them out really bad. So the next team could beat them and take the titles. But apparently that that didn't happen because after American Alpha beat the Usos, the Ascension comes out and they start taking out American Alpha, and we thought that they were going to win the match, but out of nowhere it was Jason Jordan comes in and saves the match for them. But American Alpha won. They still retained the tag team titles, which is cool, which is awesome. But it was a okay tag team turmoil match. Nothing great or perfect though. And then the next was Nikki Bella versus Natalya. This was pretty good. Really enjoyed the flow of this match. Seeing these two, this rivalry between the two of them. You had Nikki Bella's mother and brother watching from front row. But it was a pretty good match. But sadly, it ended in a double count out because they just kept on going at it, the both of them. And what was really cool is that Nikki Bella speared the hell out of Natalya on the stage, on the ramp, which was pretty awesome. So, but overall, it was pretty good. Just the double count out, could have, would have been a good match though. Next was Randy Orton versus Luke Harper. Okay, but to me it felt really slow. To me, but Orton and Harper going at it. You've seen their rivalry. Sorry about that, but I was saying Randy Orton and Luke Harper was slow match in my opinion for me. But Randy Orton got the win with the RKO to Luke Harper. You had Orton suplex Harper from the top turnbuckle, which was cool. But like I said, in the end, Orton got the win with the RKO to win the match. So, but overall, it was a okay match. It was very slow in my opinion. And next was Naomi versus Alexa Bliss for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Yeah, it was okay. Not the best though. Rooting for Alexa Bliss in this match, but sadly, she lost the match, and Naomi is the new SmackDown Women's Champion. It's been I think it's the first ever. This is the first ever title that Naomi has around her. So it was fun. It's fun for her. I'm kind of glad that it's her first title win, and she's carrying the title. But sadly, I'm gonna miss Alexa Bliss as the champion, because she was a good women's champion in my opinion. So, but overall, it was an okay match. Wasn't great or perfect. And next was the main event, which was the Elimination Chamber match. It was Bray Wyatt versus, in the Elimination Chamber, it was Bray Wyatt, John Cena, AJ Styles, The Miz, Dean Ambrose, and Baron Corbin. And there was rumors going around saying that The Miz was going to win the match and be the new WWE champion. But thankfully that didn't happen. He got eliminated later on in the match. But I was kind of shocked to see John Cena drop the title. So because he got eliminated, and then it came down to AJ Styles and Bray Wyatt, and that was really cool. And in the end, Bray Wyatt hit the Sister Abigail, and Bray Wyatt finally after years is the new WWE champion, which is really awesome. Huge fan of Bray Wyatt though, but it took him a while to to come and win the title, but he definitely deserves it. He definitely deserves to wear that title around him, and I'm glad that he won. So, but it was a good Elimination Chamber match. It was very entertaining, very awesome match. So, yeah, so anyways, that's it for my review of last night's Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Thank you all for watching, and stay tuned later on tonight for my Raw review. Later on after Raw ends. So until then, I'll see you all back tonight for my Raw review.